All right, welcome back, everyone, for another deep dive. Today we have a really cool piece. It's titled 10 Years of Recitation, 10 Years Ahead.
Yeah.
And it's about this idea of finally starting something after putting it off for a whole decade.
Right.
And the author's really determined to make this thing happen before another 10 years pass them by.
Wow.
And it just really got me thinking, like, what could be so important
Right.
that you would wait a whole decade to get started?
Yeah. I mean, the title itself is just so powerful, right?
Totally.
10 years of hesitation. It's almost like you can just feel the weight of those years, like almost a sense of regret, maybe.
Oh, sure.
And then it sort of shifts, right? It goes from this feeling of regret to this urgent feeling with before another 10 years pass.
Yeah, it is like a wake-up call.
Yeah,
Like, hey,
yeah.
you've been putting this off for so long, let's make it happen.
Yeah, time's running out.
Totally. And on top of that, the author describes what they're creating as a channel that becomes a comma in everyday life.
Ooh, that's good.
I don't know about you, but that metaphor stopped me in my tracks.
It really does make you think, doesn't it? Because it's like, it's not meant to be another distraction.
Right.
You know how we have so much information overload and everything?
Exactly. Yeah.
It's more like it's a space for reflection, a pause.
Yes, a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, in our crazy busy lives.
So it's not even just about overcoming procrastination,
Right.
but it's about creating something meaningful,
Uh-huh.
like something that actually adds value
Yeah.
to other people's lives.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm really curious, like, what does that look like?
Yeah.
In practice, what kind of channel creates that space?
Well, I mean, the piece doesn't like really go into the specifics of what content the
Right.
channel will have, but what it does talk about is connection
Okay.
and shared experience. Like
Okay.
you see this use of you and me and our over and over again.
Interesting.
And it creates this feeling of like a community.
Yeah.
We're all in this together.
We're all on this journey.
Right, exactly.
So that's really fascinating. I'm curious, though.
Yeah,
Do you think that this need for a moment of pause,
right.
is that a universal thing, or is it more appealing to a certain
That's a good question.
particular person?
It definitely resonates with what's going on today, right?
Oh, yeah,
There are so many people who feel overwhelmed and disconnected.
all the time.
But you're right. I mean, it might not be for everyone. Maybe it's for people who are already, kind of searching for more mindfulness and intention in their lives.
Right, like they're already on that path.
Exactly.
So we have this person, right, who's driven by this urgency to make something meaningful before it's too late.
Yes.
And what they're creating this channel is all about fostering connection,
Right.
providing that space to reflect.
Yeah, I think what's so cool about this is
Yeah.
how the author connects their own journey with something bigger.
Right.
It's not just about their own hesitation, but it's like they're reflecting on how we all have things that we've put off,
Oh, totally. I mean, I know I do.
dreams that we haven't pursued.
It makes you think about your own life.
Right.
What have you been putting off? What would it take for you to actually get started?
Exactly. And maybe it's time for all of us to create our own commas, right?
I don't know that.
Those moments of pause to reconnect with ourselves.
And each other.
Exactly. And I think that's a great thought to leave with our listeners today.
Yeah, what would your channel look like? How could you create those pauses and connections in your own life?
It's something to think about, isn't it?
For sure.
Yeah,
Thanks for joining us for another deep dive.
absolutely.
And we'll see you next time.
See you, dear.
Bye.
Bye.